Good morning and welcome to this morning's reflection. Some time ago, someone remarked to me that Jesus was not a Christian, and I was quite taken aback by that. And then I realized that that was true. Jesus was a Jew. Christianity only came after his death and resurrection. And recently I found a book by Nolan, and I would like to share some of this book with you because he talks about Jesus prior to Christianity. And I thought it was appropriate to do this now as we move toward Christmas, as we move toward the birth of Jesus, to remind ourselves of who this man was. Jesus has been venerated by millions through the last 2 millennia. But have we really understood him? And why do so few of us try to put into practice what he most wanted to see done? Instead, on many occasions we have twisted his words to mean everything and nothing. His name has been used and abused to justify horrendous crimes, to frighten children, and to inspire men and women to heroic foolishness. Jesus has been more frequently honored and worshipped for what he did not mean than for what he did mean. Some of the things that he opposed most strongly in the world of his time were resurrected and preached and spread throughout the world in his name. The truth is that the Jesus that existed and lived prior to Christianity cannot be fully identified with what we know as Western Christianity today. He is much more than the founder of the Christian faith. He stands as a judge of all it has done in his name. Nor can historical Christians claim him as their exclusive possession, for Jesus belongs to all humanity. Jesus was a person who lived, and who lived with very strong convictions, such strong convictions that he was willing to die for them. So I think we need to let Jesus once again speak for himself. Now, to do this, we have to set aside our own preconceived ideas about him. We have to put aside all our images of Jesus, whether they be conservative, progressive, devotional, academic. We need to set these aside and begin to listen to him with an open mind. But of course we must recognize that we will always have certain presuppositions about Jesus. We cannot obtain a view of the past except from where we stand in the present. To imagine we can have historically objective views without a particular perspective is an illusion. One perspective can be better than another. The picture of each successive age is not equally valuable, nor is it equally true. An event can be seen more clearly and more distinctly from the perspective of one age than another. A modern perspective is not necessarily better than an older one. Sometimes a time long ago can have similarities with today, and despite the long interval of time, one is suddenly able to see the past with greater clarity than any previous generation. And perhaps this is what has happened to us today with respect to Jesus. Our age is characterized by problems that are a matter of life and death, not just for individuals or nations, but for the whole human race. We face problems that threaten the entire planet, and we fear there is nothing that can be done to stop our headlong plunge into destruction. It seems we have built an all-inclusive political and economic system based on certain assumptions and values, and now we are beginning to realize that these assumptions and values are indeed counterproductive. The way we have been doing things has brought us to the brink of disaster, and in some ways has become our master. It seems that nobody seems to know how to control the system in which we live. It seems that nobody is at the helm, and the economic and political machine we have designed is dragging us to our inexorable destruction. The system we live in produces both wealth and poverty at the same time. And the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. The system is competitive, but not everyone has an equal chance. The poor are always the losers. Billions of people suffer terrible lives of deprivation, and our system does not know how to fix it. Our system is geared to profit and not people. People only have value insofar as they produce greater profit. Jesus faced similar problems, but on a much smaller scale. He lived in an age when it seemed that the world was about to end. The Jews seemed to believe that they were on the brink of some catastrophe. And so Jesus sets out on his mission in the midst of this apocalyptic worldview, the fear of the end of the world. And he is able to see a way out. He sees a way to liberate mankind. And so this means that we can appreciate Jesus' concern about impending disaster. And we can now, as we sit in the same place, begin to see his solutions as most relevant to us today. And therefore, we need to listen carefully to the teachings of Jesus Christ. For they could be, indeed they are, the solution to the problems that the world faces. Amen.